Okay, let's talk about the lab. And so now that we're sort of kind of getting a feel for how this course is going to work, we're navigating Canvas, we're kind of learning what to expect from week to week for this course. I just wanted to make a quick little overview video on like kind of the lab component of this course. Now, first thing, most important thing, if you do not have a lab kit, you need to contact me immediately. I will make sure I get you in contact with our lab coordinator, Lynn. She is phenomenal. She will make sure you get your lab supplies. But if you do not have your box in the mail yet, please let me know ASAP. Okay, so what we're going to see, you're going to click on, let's say we're in Module 1, you're going to go down, you're going to see Lab 1. Module 2, you'll see Lab 2. You're going to click under that link, and boom, down below you should see some Lab 1 instructions. Once you open up that instruction PDF, you should have a couple of components in there. You sort of have an introduction, you have a list of materials, you have a procedure, and you have a what is due sort of section of your lab report. Now, focusing a little bit let's focus on just the procedure and the what is due part of it is, the procedures that we've created for you are not your traditional step 1, step 2, step 3 sort of procedures. They're a little bit more paragraphy form, a little bit more free-flowing, if you will. The idea of the lab is for you to accomplish major tasks, but we're not necessarily telling you the fine details within that. So, for example, one of them is to ask you to create a series of concentrations. We're not giving you the specific series of, like, what are the moles and the levers that you need to create those concentrations. We're just saying create a series of concentrations. So the reason why we've done it that way is we want you to have the freedom also within the lab to sort of put your own flavor or your own spin on it, because ultimately we want you to bring this back to your classroom. So working through these labs, you'll have a little bit of flexibility as far as how you're going to accomplish sort of the major task, if you will. So the procedure section is created like that. For some of the labs, I will give you a little bit more specific procedures, saying like, hey, you need to set it up this way because of X, Y, and Z, and videos will accommodate that as they come up. I know in this very first lab, we have a very detailed procedure list. There's actually, you actually have 2 sets of instructions if you need them. One of them being a lot more detailed, one of them being a little bit more generalized as well, just to kind of help you kind of through this first part. So after the procedure, you get through your lab. Of course, you're going to be collecting all your data. The what is due component is sort of what is due for the grading aspect of the lab. So we're not necessarily asking for a full, complete write-up every single time. You'll see that sometimes we will be asking for a little bit more in our lab write-up. Sometimes we'll be asking for a little bit less. Once again, there's not a general format I want you to use. For me, what I would rather you do is just organize it in a way that makes sense to you and make sure that it's clear and easy for me to understand where all of your data, all of your analysis, and all your things are. So don't worry about some sort of format. I'm not going to be a stickler on that. All I really care about is that you're just answering or addressing all of the questions that are in that section, and make sure you include all the photos and all the things that you need to in the what is due component. Down below, for every single one of the labs, I do have a rubric there for you, so you can kind of see the rubric on how things are going to be graded. Other than that, these labs are designed to be small scale, things that you can bring back into your classroom, things that, that are low cost and high school classroom friendly. So I want you to just keep all that in mind as you're working through some of these. At times it might be frustrating, but there is a lab discussion down below. If you have any questions, don't hesitate. Use your classmates. Let's just make this as much of a cooperative learning environment as we definitely can. And I think we're gonna see the results on the other end of it and be really, really excited about some of these labs. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate like always, and hopefully that clarifies a few things for you. Thanks so much.